Oh my goodness. We are live on Facebook.
It works.
Guys, it is a badass Truth Bomb Tuesday, and we have had like a badass month, and not in a good way, with all of our technology and trying to go live and recording and uploading to YouTube. And I'm like, please let it end. Thank God it's ended. And here's what we want to share with you today. We've got Shanda and Megan and Marcie, and we want to talk about the fact that there is no destination when it comes to healthy mind, healthy body, healthy finances. And the fact that we think that there is a destination is what ultimately totally screws us over, because we think like we're on this journey, we got this destination, I'm going to get there. And when I arrive, I'll be there, like there, right? And then all of a sudden you're like, well, I'm here. Now what? And that's the part where most people just go right back to what it was they were doing before they started their journey, so that they can like mess themselves up and then have a new journey to start on, right? And it's the journey that's the purpose. It's who you become in the quest. It's never, never, never the destination. And the truth is, there is no destination. And I know personally, like, this has totally screwed me over. And recently, right? Like, I reached that goal, I did it, I'm there, like, whoop, whoop. And then I kind of failed to like set new goals. Yeah. And then COVID-19 hit, and I got kicked in the pants with a realization that like all the work that I had done and the habits I had laid worked really, really well when life was calm. But when the shitstorm of COVID-19 hit and my whole world was kind of blown up, it took me down a few notches. That like seriously humbled me. And it really, truly made me realize that there is no destination. And one of the things that messed me up the most was believing that there was a destination and getting super slack attack about my journey. And I would love to hear what you guys have to say about the journey versus the destination, because this is such a great topic.
You know, I wouldn't mind chiming in first because I've been on this journey a long time. I think possibly, Marcie, I met you my first week at convention. So I don't know where you were at that time, but you'd already lost quite a bit of weight.
Yeah.
So you know, you're further along than me, but you've also reached your goal. And we may
Not
have
quite,
had
actually.
similar.
Not quite.
Not quite.
Not quite. We'll talk about that.
Okay. I'm thinking you said you did not that long ago. Okay. Which you look absolutely awesome. So to me, you win. You do great. But so as far as the journey goes, I've been on one. And I think I just didn't believe that I could go as far as I did, and achieving 100-pound weight loss. I don't know that thank you. I don't know that I looked at it like, woohoo, I've arrived, I'm done. But I was just getting caught up in I don't know if I want to say, I was just kind of getting distracted. I was getting bored with doing the same things and all that. And instead of feeding like the emotional and the psychological part of my journey, which I'm so thankful for this life book that Dr. Anderson came out with. And it came pretty much like a few months after I reached my 100-pound goal. And I'm not kidding you, that when they announced that it was going to take a year to go through the elements, I thought, oh no, that's awesome. Because most people don't have as much weight to lose as I did and still do. Because since then I have put on some weight. I put 15 pounds on last year, and then during COVID, I've put another 15 on. So knock me back down. But at the same time, can you imagine what that does to, my emotions and my psyche? I have to really work with my coach, work with, just everything Dr. Anderson teaches, and get my head back to realizing it's really not about failing, because that's what I want to assign that to meaning. I want to be like, oh, you failed, you screwed up, and really, have I? Not if there's not a destination. I mean, I'm so much better off than I was, I don't think that there's not still work to be done, but I think it's silly whenever we think that it's not going to always be there, that work and that challenge isn't always going to be there. I think that's something that I'm learning, because life is that way. Life is always changing. We learn from every process we go through, every circumstance. So why isn't our health journey going to be that way? I see so many people that go do drastic things to lose weight. They may lose it, but if they never change how they think and they just look at it like that, they do go right back. You touched on that. And I mean, I've lived that myself, and probably you guys have too. And that's what I think is really different about this journey that I've been on, is that it does hit me hard that it's not just about arriving. Because arriving kind of scares me too, but that's a whole nother topic. So go ahead, somebody else. But it is a journey.
I love it. Marcie, I know you got something to say.
I'm holding my butt back if I get going. Megan goes first.
Oh, okay, I'll go. That was awesome, Shanda. That just made me think of so much. I hit my goal pretty quickly in the first 4 months. Results not typical. And I hit it. Well, I set one goal, past that, set another goal, and then I've just been hanging out. And it's fine, but like you said, if you don't set more goals, you're just kind of hanging there, and it's just like you start flirting with stuff, and you're like, and it's a tease, and you flirt, and it's like, oh, I got away with it, so I'll do a little bit more, and before you know it, you've created a new habit, and that's what stings. And then you either camp out and live there, or you go snap back. And I've been fortunate to snap back, but I have done this in the past, like you said, where I lost a good 30-40 pounds in a year, and then you lose it, and then you just quit. You go right back to eating whatever the habit was. Like I had an exercise habit, you go, and then you just stop, and you're just like, and you go, if you're not careful, you get fluffy really quick. Not a little bit of time, like a lot. Well, like Jessica, you said you found out since the COVID, but yeah.
And don't you think, Megan, it's because you tell yourself that you're arriving somewhere. I don't think we start off with the right way of thinking. We think we're arriving, and we made this huge deal about me, my coach and I and our community, Megan, you were there, and everything about me reaching that 100-pound mark, and it's like, all of a sudden I'm like, oh gosh, there's all this attention about that, and it's like, have I arrived at something? I do feel better. It was just very confusing, but I think it's because we don't set our intentions at the beginning, that you're not really arriving. I think we just get so much focus on the scale. You're always going to be learning healthy habits.
Yeah. And then you just get comfortable there too. And then especially if the pressure's off, like you hit the 100 pounds, there's no more pressure on you. And so it's just, then you're just like, well, whatever. Okay. So I'm going to have a burger now. I hit 100 pounds. I lost 100 pounds. I can have a burger. Or you start negotiating with yourself, and you give yourself permission, or you self-sabotage yourself and just say, well, I'm probably not going to lose any more weight anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and eat this, or I'm going to go ahead and not work out today because I lost 100 pounds, or 40 pounds or 10 pounds, whatever it is. You negotiate the same across the board. It doesn't matter. But it's really upsetting though, because when you see other people go through it, it's one thing for you to go through it, but when you're helping other people, you see them go through it, and you're just like, I know what's on the other side. Let's just keep moving. So that's my piece.
I love that. Well, I honestly think that it truly is about the journey. And something that my coach said to me that really shifted my pity party that I was having was, she said, this journey is not about the number on the scale. It's about shifting those daily habits. And every single day that you practice making a good choice that nourishes and honors your body every 2 to 3 hours, and every single day that you make the choice to get enough sleep, and every single moment that you choose to practice being the boss of your emotions and learning how to feel them, and every single time that you choose to prepare a good meal for your family, those are the wins. It is not the scale that determines your wins. And I was my whole life, I've been like this professional dieter, right? Like I've gained and lost the same 35 or 40 pounds over and over and over. And it just blew my mind. I was like, oh, wait, the destination was always the number on the scale. And the destination was never focused on the micro habits of the journey. And that's where I messed myself up right? With that mindset. And once I shifted to recognize that, like, literally on the front of the book, it says lifelong journey, one healthy habit at a time. Like lifelong, like for the entirety of the rest of my life, there is no destination. And I think once I understood that, and I was like, oh, so I can just give myself permission to like make a really good choice 2 to 3 hours from now, and another really good choice 2 to 3 hours from now, and another really good choice 2 to 3 hours from now. And that literally will create the destination, but the destination is none of my business, because all I have to do is stay focused on who I'm becoming in the course of this journey. And I was like, whoo, that took a whole lot of pressure off. That feels good. I like that. Marcie, Desert Warrior, I love you, lady. You're up.
So with my whole thing, and I'm going to try to do this real fast to see if it'll actually work on Zoom. I'm going to actually pause my video and see if my picture will show up. So I think the impact of where I've been and where I am is like, it gets lost sometimes in the story. So I'm going to do a wow factor for a second, see if it agrees with me. Boom.
Dang, girl.
Okay.
Beautiful.
I show this to people and they're like, oh, you've done amazing. You've done so much hard work and you've accomplished so much. And I'm like, yeah, I have, but this is not the end of my journey. And I think, because the culture, think of the culture like we're raised in, right? We are trained to believe that a number on the scale is the goal. And once you get there, you just leave it all to no caution to the wind, and you just revert back to everything you did prior to. That is the essential mindset of a diet mindset. And that's for everything. People will ask me, it's like, oh, why do you coach? Why do you coach other people to health? And I'm like, I used to believe that I coached people because I wanted to make money. That's a diet mindset, y'all. Like, because I was looking at it from a numbers perspective, I'm like, whoa, because when I chase money like that, I don't make anything. That's what I did before. That's a salesperson. I'm going to go off a totally different culture with this whole topic, but there's a rhyme to my reason, okay? The whole essential part of becoming a coach for me was I genuinely love people with all my heart and soul. And I don't want to leave anyone behind. I won't get emotional. But, and I look back, it's like, oh, if only I had known about this so many years ago, I could have saved Dad. I could have saved so many people in my family and in my circle that didn't get a chance. I was almost one of those people. And so for me, the whole reason I coach is because the gift that I have received through what all of us do, because we're all in the same tribe, we all do the same thing, we all coach the same program. And the gift that we've been given, I think sometimes we forget the gift because we're so freaking focused on the numbers, right? What if we get our mind off the numbers and we switch it back to the why? And when you look at the why, okay, why am I doing what I'm doing? Why am I on my health journey? Why am I on my coaching journey? They each have a different why. Ultimately, it's because I want to become the best version of myself, and both of those things help me achieve it. I want to pass on a legacy to my children that outlive me, and both of these things help me achieve it. You can't buy that gift.
No, you can't. And I love the point that you make when I think about my why, right? Like the reason that I strive to be physically, mentally, financially healthy is so that I can create experiences for my family, so that I can be the best mom for my kids, so that I can be the best wife for my husband, so that I can be the healthiest woman, individual, so that I can be a really present, vibrant, healthy coach for my clients. Not a single one of those has anything to do with the number on the scale. And, at first I was like, I need to be perfect, right? Like I need to be this example for everybody. And like, I'll be that example when I arrive, right? But the truth is, I'm not saying I'm perfect. Let me show you how to be perfect. The truth is, I'm saying I'm on a journey. You want to come with me? Because I got an open elbow. Let's link arms.
Okay,
right?
let's put that into perspective. This before picture on the left there, 6 weeks into my journey, I only lost 12 pounds. I was coaching people. It's been 2.5 years since that picture, okay? And so, you know, what I always tell people is like, you don't have to be perfect. There is no perfect in living your life. You'll never arrive if all you see is perfect. You'll never get there.
Yep. Amen. I love that. I love that. So there's like, I think we talked about this last week about how perfection is bullshit.
Yeah,
So if you guys
want
to listen to us rip on perfectionism, go back and listen to last week. And by the way, we invite you to join us. We've actually got a YouTube channel, Badass Love. And we've got several episodes of Badass Truth Bomb Tuesdays on there. I'll post the link in the comments that if you guys want to go check out some other truth bombs. Ripping on perfectionism was a pretty good one. I really enjoyed that. And really, truly, just be okay with the journey. And the journey is going to have seasons. It's going to have seasons where you feel like you're crushing it, and it's going to have seasons where you feel like you're being crushed. And both ways, it's okay, because that is part of the journey, and there is no destination. Just know that we're all in it together, and we're making steps towards the next healthy habit. That's enough for me. And I'm so friggin' grateful for this journey. And I would love to know, Shanda or Megan, do you guys have anything else you want to share before you wrap up?
Something that I was thinking about before we started today, and I realized I really didn't say it, but when we talk about there's no destination and arrival in our journey and life and our health journey and all of that, one of the things I thought of, I think a lot of people think that achieving that number on the scale or that certain size jeans is going to solve things in their life that they're never going to. Yeah, like all of a sudden, you know, like, and don't point at yourself because I don't think this to be true, Megan, but you know, if you have a terrible marriage, losing 50 pounds isn't going to like solve that. No. So see, or if you hate your job, you go to work every day and you hate your job, just because you lose 50 pounds, it doesn't mean that's going to solve that, but we get something. There's something on the inside of us when we're so unhappy with our size or our weight, or diagnosis or whatever it is, that I think that people just jump into it with that end point, that destination, instead of thinking, hey, let's maybe work on our marriage. Maybe, you know, look into a different job or some more training, you know, and just don't focus so much on the way in that destination, because we can't do that in life. We can't just, you know, wave a wand and fix things. It takes work. It takes just learning through every season and every process, like you said.
It takes grit.
Yeah.
It takes grit. You're not going to wake up every day and feel like continuing on your day of health goals. I know I certainly don't. You know, I have those days every single freaking week. You know, it's like, I don't want to even get out of bed. I don't want to go on the phone and talk to people. I don't even want to send a text message. Those are some of my days. But then I have to look at my why. And it's like, wait a second. Why am I going to go ahead and do these things anyways? And that is grit and discipline. That's what that is.
Right.
Yeah, I love that. Megan, you are like, me. What's going on over there?
I think it's easy to believe that, you know, like once you lose weight, like she said, like I identify with that. Like I'm gonna lose 40 pounds and everything's just gonna magically fall into place. Magically. Because that's what happens when you lose 40 pounds. And you get to the jean size and you get to the number on the scale. It's magic. You know?
Yeah.
No.
But then what?
No.
Like what?
Your job still sucks. You walk in and people at your job, you're like, good morning. There's like, okay. Still lost 40 pounds.
Yeah.
Still happy.
Of yours. No.
Right. I really truly, I feel like this last, you know, this COVID-15 that I've put on over in my house, like it was here to humble me and to teach me, because what I realized is that in my journey, like physically, yeah, I'd made it. Like the number on the scale reflected the destination that I wanted to go to. But the truth was, like, my ultimate quest is to learn to love myself unconditionally. And when I started gaining weight back, I was not loving myself. And I realized that my self-love was still conditional. And that was a tough truth bomb. But let me tell you, it's so, so necessary for this journey, because unless I lean into loving myself unconditionally, I'm not going to be able to love the people around me unconditionally, because there will still be judgments, right?
There'll be stipulations.
There'll be stipulations, there will be judgments, there will be unmet expectations. And that's the space that I'm in for myself. Like, I'm not measuring up to my expectations, but I'm recognizing that my expectations are not realistic. Yeah. And I'm also realizing that my love for myself is conditional on whether I'm fitting in them jeans or not. And that's really unfair, because that's not the way life works. And I was like, wow, this really humbled me. And I know that this season of my journey is very much about leaning into unconditional self-love, and whatever that looks like, and exploring all of that. It is not a season where I'm looking to fit back in them jeans. I am not actively focusing on losing that last 15 pounds. Now, I am focusing on my habits, right? I'm still drinking water. I'm still making mindful food choices every 2 to 3 hours. I'm still protecting my sleep, but mostly I'm checking my inner critic. I'm checking my love for myself. I'm checking my self-judgments. And that is the purpose of that COVID-15, right? It was to humble me, to realize that I was awesome. Right? Like, I was on top of the world when I was losing weight. And all of a sudden, now that I'm gaining again, like now all of a sudden I'm unworthy. Like, because I felt, now it's my turn. I felt unworthy. I felt unworthy of being an example as a mom, as a coach. I felt unworthy as a wife. And I was like, hold on.
Yeah.
Wow. I did not realize that I still carried those beliefs about the number on the scale. I thought I had gotten rid of those, but I was humbled in my journey. And I'll tell you what, thank God for this season, because I need to learn to love myself, like unconditionally, thick, thin, messy hair, all of it, right? Embrace every single part of me, because the truth is we are unique. And that's the best part about us. And unless we learn to love all of our uniqueness unconditionally, then we are not giving our best gift to the world.
And you can't love other people that way. You know, when you don't have it in you, you can't give it away to other people. And so that's, you know, stops your flow. So that's awesome. That's a beautiful journey to be on. You touched my heart. You got my eyes watering.
I got goosebumps all over me. I'm just like, oh my word, because you're speaking my language, Jess. Because, you know, I'm still struggling. I can't say the word struggle, because that sets my story up the wrong way. I still fight my battle, because I'm a warrior. I fight the battle, just like you're saying, talking about the inner critic. I totally understand. I can relate to that, because 2.5 years ago, I was ready to commit suicide because I hated who I was so much. And I believed firmly that the world did not deserve someone like me. And because I thought I was unlovable. So hence I did not love myself. I believed that other people did not love me. And that's what I believed. The amount of change that has happened since then. I love who I am. I love who I've become. But I still fight that battle every single day.
Yeah.
There's still that little whisper that says, you're still fake. You're still not worth this. You won't win. There's still that whisper. And I have to stand up every day and says, you will not talk to me today like that. And I have to decide to not listen to that critic. Mm-hmm. And it's like, that's today, beautiful. My goal is whatever it is. Love me, treat me well, treat me like I would want to treat my kids, you know, and just own that I am worthy.
Yeah. And love yourself when you're being an asshole, because I'll tell you what,
Amen.
I have days when I'm an asshole and like I just am not feeling it. And like it's okay, because guess what? Okay. Everybody else in my house has days when they're assholes too. And it doesn't make me love them any less. Right. So why would I love myself less when I'm having a day? It's okay.
Conversation, girls. I love it.
Oh man. All right, you guys, awesome. there legitimately is no destination. There's
Yeah.
only what's next. And every time you think you've reached a destination and you catch yourself being a little bit cocky, I guarantee you your journey will humble you
Yep.
to force you into that next step. And that is a thing of beauty. So let go of the destination and focus on who you're becoming in the journey, because it is a lifelong journey. And if you resonate with any of us and have not learned more about this journey yet, we've got open elbows and we're looking to link arms, because I'll tell you what, this stuff is way more fun when you got people like these girls to link elbows with, when we can be real about the days that are awesome and we can be real about the days that suck, and we embrace it all, right? We embrace it all. So let go of the destination and join us on the journey. Much love, you guys.